I'm going to start sharing my screen with you guys. And if you have any questions as we go along, you guys can ask them in the group in the chat box, and we can answer them at the end. Can I get a thumbs up if you guys can see my YouTube screen?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Bradford, but everyone calls me Jess. I'm from Warwick County, so that's down south, right next to Evansville, and my backyard is Kentucky. I'm so excited to be teaching this class. This was so much fun, and I'm so passionate about healthy living. So just a little bit about myself. I am one of 6 kids. I know, kind of crazy. But right underneath my name is a picture of my mom with all of us, and actually the age difference between me and my oldest is 20 years. So we're really spread apart, but it's awesome to have so many people to go and talk to. Right under that picture, I'm wearing a helmet. That picture is me climbing Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Me and my dad had a dream in 2014 to go climb Devil's Tower. And 3 years later, we went and climbed it together. Definitely one of my favorite and best accomplishments. Right next to that is a picture of me and Kendall Johnson. She's also an SJLC council member, and she's my neighbor. And me and her have grown up since first grade, and we are best friends and inseparable since then. And you can see we're holding coffee because we are coffee addicts. Right next to that is a picture of me holding a Purdue t-shirt because I am a proud Boilermaker and will be attending Purdue University this fall to double major in the Health and Human Science College under retail management with a focus on apparel design and also sales and sailing management. So I'm super excited to start that journey. Right above that picture is me laying down in all of my awards I've ever received from 4-H. And I'm wearing my sash across me because I was awarded as the 2019 Miss Warwick County. I'm so blessed for this opportunity. Right next to that picture is a picture of me and Blake Birch. He is also an SJLC council member. I met him in 2017 at SJLC, but we didn't talk too much. And then at ISFLIC, RIP, me and him became really close friends. And he comes down to visit me and surprise me, and it's so fun. I love on these trips you meet your best friends, and I stand by that. Right underneath that is me and my friends at my county fair during the mud volleyball. As you can see, we are very muddy. I included this picture because the fair means a lot to me, and this activity at the fair means the most. I love the mud volleyball games. Right under that is a really cool picture that this talented photographer in my area, he offered to take my senior pictures during Fair Week as queen, and he got this really cool image, so I had to include it. And then right next to that is me and a couple friends at the state fair during ISFLIC. We were walking around during our free time, and we had the idea, how many times can we get people to come up and take a picture of us? So we would stand in one spot, and someone would walk by, and we'd be like, hey, can you take a picture? And we'd take a picture, and then we'd wait for them to pass, and then we'd ask someone else. So we got a lot. My camera roll is full of so many pictures. Then right above that is me and my friends at a donut bank in Evansville. Not a donut bank. Donut bank is really popular in Evansville, but it's a donut shop in Evansville called Parlor Donuts. My favorite place in the world. I go every day, but I had to include that to show off my goofy friends. And then above that is 4 of us standing in a line in front of the drive-in. I have my friend, a foreign exchange student from last year. His name was Jose Miguel Gonzalez Tardon. This group of 4 really clicked last year, and I just had to include him because he meant a lot to me. Dayton Smith is also in that, and he is also an SJLC council member. And then the last picture, I had to include some alpacas because those are my favorite animals in the world. Now, just to clear it up a little bit, when I tell someone that I love alpacas, they're like, they're gonna spit on you. Just to clarify, llamas spit, alpacas don't. But that's a little bit about me, and so let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Madison Dyke, and I'm from Carroll County, which is right next to to Tippecanoe County. So here's a little bit about me. As you can see, there is on my pictures, there's a picture of me and my parents at senior night. I graduated this year, as you couldn't tell from the sign on the right side. Below that picture of my parents is my grandma, who's inspired me a lot in 4-H. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be probably presenting this to you right now. And the picture beside that is some of my best 4-H friends that I met through 4-H camp and in my county. The picture above that is of my dog. She's just a cutie. I love her. And in the middle, the screenshot is my Etsy shop. I decided to open an Etsy shop as one of my hobbies is design, and I love to design t-shirts. Below that is a picture of my best friend and I. We actually met through a 4-H and a Christian event, but then later we became best friends because we were both in our county pageants together and we both placed the same year. On the right side is my future plans. As you can see, from a young age, I've wanted to go into medical. This fall, I plan to attend IU Kokomo to study nursing, and I'm going to minor in criminal justice along with that. And this year, I actually had an internship at a local hospital, and I fell in love with nursing automatically. I just have a strong passion for helping people and making sure people are healthy and live good lifestyles. During this skill session, we want you to promote healthy lifestyles to those around you and learn different skills that you need. We will show you a demonstration of an idea that you can take back to your county with you. So, what are some healthy habits that you have in your snacks? Well, some healthy habits that Jess and I try to choose are natural ingredients, just fruit, nuts, vegetables, and lunch meat. And you want to consider your portion sizes. For example, you want to eat as many crackers as you would vegetables. You can weigh it, you can go off serving sizes. There's so many different ways you can determine that. So we're going to play a little game in this, and since it's virtual, it's kind of hard. So it's called Eat This, Not That. If you've seen the magazine, but this is your 4-H edition. And remember, these are good in moderation, but we just want you to choose the better option. So our first one is, would you rather, if you're choosing healthy options, pick dried fruit or fruit snacks? Think about what you can eat more of and still be really healthy. So dried fruit, what does it have? It has the natural sugars and everything more natural about it. In the fruit snacks, you have artificial sweeteners, colors, and flavorings. So, what is the better option? You guessed it, the dried fruit. The next is the pate bar or the almonds. So, the pate bar, which is pictured on the left, has sugar and caramel and many more added ingredients into it because it has to be stuck together, and they are also very salty too. And sodium is okay in moderation, but too much of it causes health issues. On the left are lightly salted, or on the right, excuse me, are lightly salted almonds. These lightly salted almonds are good for your health overall. You can eat more of them as long as you eat them in moderation, and they help your overall well-being. So that is the better option. It doesn't contain as many sugar grams, and it's a lot healthier. So here are some of our ingredients in our trail mix, and we're going to talk about why they are beneficial and what you can benefit from eating. The first one is pretzels. These are already sprouted pretzels, and they contain vitamin B, fiber, and they are very low in fat. And as we said before, with the dried fruit, it contains a lot of fiber, and it is a great source for antioxidants that help cleanse your body. Gluten-free Cheerios. They're free of cholesterol, and you want to be sure not to get your cholesterol too high, as that can cause many health problems in older age. And it is made with whole grain, which is better than like white bread. Like you want to pick wheat bread over white bread. Flower seeds, they help lower blood pressure so you do not get hypertension. They help with your cholesterol and your blood sugar to help prevent diabetes. The dark chocolate is a powerful source of antioxidants. It is very good to have. Dark chocolate is a good alternative versus a Hershey bar because you get more of the natural stuff in it. as some of it is a little bit of plant-based and the antioxidants to help clean the body. And the granola is very rich in protein and fiber, so it helps the digestive system move well, and it gives your bones more of a content, and the micronutrients help different systems of the body. It gives you iron, so your iron level does not get too low, as many teenage females struggle with their iron levels. So our activity is to make a trail mix, and we want to help you with this activity, and we will give you a handout, or you can take a screenshot of this so you can take it back to your county, and after all of the social distancing is over, you can use it in different activities.
Hi guys,
Okay, guys, I want to encourage you right now, if you can, go to your kitchen and you guys can make a trails mix along with this video that we have prepared. And if you can't go to your kitchen right now, just take notes so you can do this later.
Jessica again, and I am going to lead you an activity in making trails mix, a healthy trails mix. So all the ingredients that Madison listed earlier is what we're going to use. So while you go gather your ingredients, I'm going to tell you the ingredients I'm using. The first ones are just regular pretzels that you find at any grocery store. Typically, I do buy the sprouted grain pretzels, but I couldn't find them today. It's a worldwide pandemic going on, so we go with what we have. So I just have these Snyder's pretzels. Any pretzels work. And then dried fruit. I grabbed my favorite freeze-dried apple, strawberry, and peach fruit blend. These are so good, and actually this whole bag is 1 portion size. So you can eat a lot of these and it'd be okay, and it's great. So the next thing are the gluten-free Cheerios. So I just have a little package right here because I typically do not eat Cheerios, but this little package is really helpful for in your trails mix. You can make multiple from this. I still have some left over. And then the flower seeds. I have mine in a mason jar because my mom loves flower seeds. She puts it in everything. So really any flower seeds, but you want to make sure they're lightly salted if you get them salted because you don't want too much. And then dark chocolate. So my dark chocolate, let me see, here it is. I opened it so I wouldn't have to be messing with it. But I did not look to see, 57% cacao. I hope that's how you pronounce it. That's how I've always said it. But I love dark chocolate. I don't like milk chocolate. It just tastes like sugar to me. But this has the actual chocolate flavor, and I love it. So I'll show you what we're going to do with it all later. And then our last ingredient is granola. So there's so many different flavors of granola. I love chocolate and peanut butter. So that is what I have. I have Good and Gather Organic Protein chocolate and peanut butter granola. So here's mine. And let's get started. So we're going to start making our trails mix. So once you have all those ingredients gathered, what I want you to do is get a mason jar or not a Walmart bag, a Ziploc baggie for you to put your trails mix in like as you're working. So I'm going to work with my mason jar. So I'm going to put it down in front of me. So the first ingredient we're going to add is pretzels. Now a portion size. Madison talked about you want to be proportionate with what you're eating. So this is how we are going to measure. We have 1/3 cup of pretzels, and we're going to add that to our trails mix right now. Okay, so our first ingredient is in. Now we're going to move on to the dried fruit. So I have my dried fruit right here. I have 1/3 cup of dried fruit. Oh yeah, I did that without spilling. And now moving on, we have 1/3 cup of Cheerios. This might be a little bit more than 1/3 of a cup, but they taste good, so it's okay. And then a tablespoon of flower seeds. So I have sunflower seeds. I'm gonna add that in. And then 1/3 cup of granola. So now what we're gonna do with the chocolate is I'm going to take because it's hard to portion chocolate when you don't know what percent of cacao you're getting. But with mine, I'm gonna take 2 of these squares, break it in half, and then break it in half again. break it in half again. Ooh, there we go. So from 1 square, I have 4 pieces of chocolate. So there will be a total of 8 chocolate pieces in here. And this just provides a more, because it's different than your typical M&Ms in a trails mix. So here it is. It's a nice layered trails mix. It looks really pretty. I don't want to blend it up. We're not going to blend it. But we're going to mix it up because it's even better that way. So I'm going to put my lid on the mason jar, and you're going to lightly shake because you don't want to crush anything. But before we shake, enjoy the layers one more time. Okay, so now we're going to shake it up so it mixes up. And there we go. So this is perfect for when you're on a college campus and you're just needing a quick snack before you get to class, or even in high school when you are waiting. I'm homeschooled, so I don't know exactly how a classroom setting is. But if you're waiting for lunch, you have an early lunch, a late lunch, and you just need a snack, this is perfect for you to bring to class, or right before you go to your workouts with whatever sport you're doing. So this is just an amazing snack to have on hand. And it was super fast, as you guys could see. We literally did it in 5 minutes. So I would love to hear from you guys and see what you guys did.
Okay, guys, so now we're going to go into a little bit of a discussion. So first off, did anyone actually make the trails mix, or did you guys just follow along? It looks like everyone just followed along, which is totally fine. So from that presentation, when we were doing the either or, if you guys remember, it was either the pate bar or the almonds. I was just wondering if Madison, if you wanted to get into that a little bit more detail.
Yeah, it just is talking about like your sugar intake, comparing how just options that are similar, but they can be so different in the health wise of them. Can anybody else in this group think of 2 comparisons that one is really healthy but one is not? Just raise your hand and Jess or I will call on you.
Teddy, what about you? So if I would have given you these options, do you think popcorn or Oreos would be which one would be the best option?
I would say popcorn, yeah.
Yeah, actually a couple of years ago at the Indiana State Fair, the theme was popcorn. So I learned a lot about the popcorn industry and how popcorn actually can be a healthier option than a lot of food choices we go for. So what are some things that you guys on a daily basis try to make healthier lifestyle choices, whether it's taking the stairs instead of the elevator? What is some things that you've changed maybe in this quarantine that you thought I needed to make this change for myself? Yes, Becca.
So during quarantine, I've been trying to, so it's like, especially when it comes to food, when I'm bored, I tend to just like go eat a snack. And then I'm like eating a lot throughout the day. So I just try and like think about the fact that I might just be bored. And I've been trying to drink more water too, so that I'm not overeating, because it's pretty easy to do. And a lot of people don't know that that's usually pretty unhealthy, is like, and you're not thinking about your portion intake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A good way to determine portion sizes is, for one, look at the packaging. There's typically a portion. It tells you how much would be a portion of that certain food type. But another thing is, typically if you put your hand in a fist, it depends on the food, of course, but typically if you put your hand in a fist, this is good for proteins. Putting your hand in a fist and like your hand is about what the proportion would be. So that's a good tip to go off of. Madison, do you have more discussion you'd like to start?
Yes. Also, something else you can do, I've just recently gotten into this, is you can download apps to help you with your diet. I found one I really like. I do not pay for it because I'm cheap, but it's called Better Me, and you can track like what you eat, and it tracks the amount of calories within reason for you, and it reminds you to drink water and get your exercise. And if you have an iPhone, I like to use the health app to see how many steps I have. Well, today I've been driving. I drove home from somewhere, but you can see how many steps you have. Yesterday I had 21,000 because I went on 2 very long walks. But like today, I probably only have 2 or 3,000. But it's just good because you can realize how much you are getting out, and you can also kind of compare to how you feel. I feel so much better when I eat healthy. I eat lean meats and proteins, and especially vegetables. But a big one is drinking your water. Something you can do is also get like a water bottle and know how many ounces it is. So, like, if you have a 16-ounce water bottle, you should probably drink 4 or 5 of those a day. A good rule I've heard to go off of is divide your body weight in half, and that is how many ounces of water you should drink. So, if you weigh 140 pounds, you need to drink 70 ounces of water every day, which is hard to do when you're not thinking about it. But if you're thinking about it, it's really not that hard to do. And you can also add sugar-free mixes. I mean, don't go over the top on it, but I know a good one is Neo that a lot of people like. Just 0-calorie ones, but you want to also be careful because the artificial sugars can have a lasting impact on your body if you use them too much. Does anybody have
Jessica
anything
and
they'd like to add?
Madison, you guys have about 5 more minutes in this skill session.
Okay, thank you.
So before we wrap up, I actually have a quick slide that won't take too much time that I will share with you guys. And this is I can't talk and focus on sharing my screen at the same time, apparently. Oh. Can you guys see the PowerPoint? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay.
I can see.
So this is something that is also been pretty important to me is stretching. I've been a gymnast, dancer, all those good things. And so I wanted to share with you guys the benefits of stretching. So to begin, stretching your body and mind. And these are basic everyday stretches. So why is stretching so important? Stretching keeps the muscles flexible, strong, and healthy, and we need that flexibility to maintain a range of motion in the joints. Without it, the muscles shorten and become tight. Then when you call on a muscle for an activity, they are weak and unable to extend all the way. So a key point is you should hold each stretch for 30 seconds. And I have a couple of stretches that if you guys would like to get up and move a little bit, here's some stretches. This is the basic straddle. So you sit on the ground and you open up your legs, and for 30 seconds you lean to the left side grabbing your toes, and then for 30 seconds you lean to the right side and grab your toes, and then you go to the middle. Here's a pike. This one is my most painful stretch. You sit on the ground with your both legs extended forward with pointed toes, and you reach for your toes and put your head to your knees. And you want to hold that for 30 seconds as well. And then the butterfly. So this is what you do after your pike. You bring your feet in with your feet touching, and you lean your nose to your toes. And if you ever did gymnastics, when we're doing the stretch, they have you flap your wings, and they ask you, where do you want to fly to today? So if you would like to lead that way, that is perfectly fine. And then the last one is my favorite, is the splits. And I'm sure everyone knows how to do the splits, just if they can do the splits. So here's just a couple pictures of visual for you guys. But I highly encourage, if you guys are interested in gaining flexibility, is to do it right after your shower, your hot shower, because then your muscles are warmed up and they're more flexible and you can bend easier. So that is a little tip if you guys are interested. But to wrap it up, I was wanting to ask you guys, how do you think you guys could bring this presentation back into your county?
Feel free to mute yourself if you can.
If I say your name right, Coralie, do you know how we could bring this back to your county?
We could make trail mix with our group, or we could honestly all just get in a circle and do butterflies and fly all around the world.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
I like that.
Did you guys see that Lucy said she was making the trail mix?
I didn't know.
Yeah. Hey, Lucy, what did you put in your trail mix? What ingredients did you use, since you may have not had them?
I put Cheerios, almonds, some frozen dates I found in the freezer, and some homemade granola that my mom made.
Oh, yes. I did a few weeks back, and that's what I put on with. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Lucy. It's a great afternoon snack to hold yourself over until dinner. How are we doing on time?
You should only have about a minute or so left.
Okay, awesome. Do you guys have any things you would like to critique or just add in that you guys have previous knowledge about keeping healthy eating habits and healthy lifestyle habits?
Okay, it looks like we're about to go to our session 2. The participants, you guys will need to stay in the room for this activity. And Jess and I are going to leave. Thank you guys for staying and watching, and we hope you enjoy the next session.
Thank you.